Welcome back to AgeWise, where we tell it like it is. Let me ask you something. You ever look around your house and think, man, did I open a thrift store and forget about it? Seriously, why do we keep all this stuff? You've got a drawer full of chargers from phones that were obsolete during the Bush administration, a cabinet with more mugs than friends. And let's not forget the exercise bike that's been holding your laundry hostage for the last decade. Look, I get it. We hold on to things because maybe one day we'll need them. Right. Just like I'm going to become a professional chef because I own a blender. That's not happening. The truth is, all this junk weighs you down. You're supposed to be living your best years, not auditioning for an episode of Hoarders. Today, we're cutting the crap. I'm breaking down 12 decluttering secrets that'll turn your home from cluttered museum of bad decisions into a place you actually enjoy living in. And don't worry, you won't have to toss everything. We're not savages, just the stuff that's making your life harder than it needs to be. So stick around, because if you're still holding on to that bread maker you used once in 1998, it's time for a wake-up call. Chapter 1, the 5-use rule. Because your kitchen ain't a storage unit. Let's start with the kitchen, the so-called heart of the home, or in most cases, the graveyard of broken promises. Be honest, how many appliances do you have on your countertop right now? A toaster you haven't used since you gave up carbs, a blender collecting dust because you convinced yourself smoothies were the answer? Newsflash, they weren't. Here's the deal. If you don't use it at least 5 times a week, it doesn't deserve a prime spot on your counter. Yeah, I said it. I'm looking at you, fancy espresso machine you thought would turn you into a barista. You're not running Starbucks. That thing's gotta go. Keep the essentials. Coffee maker, absolutely. Nobody's messing with your caffeine. Kettle? Sure, tea is basically a survival tool, but that bread maker? The only thing it's making is your counter look like a garage sale. Clearing that space will feel like clearing your head. Trust me, nothing says, I've got my life together, like a clean countertop. It makes cooking easier, cleaning faster, and gives you one less thing to stub your toe on when you're up for a midnight snack. Try it. Start with one counter. You'll be surprised how good it feels when your kitchen stops looking like a cooking show set from 1995. And stick around, because next, we're talking about the biggest reason your home keeps getting cluttered. You're gonna want to hear this. Chapter 2, the broken window effect. Clutter breeds clutter. Face it. Ever noticed how one messy spot somehow gives birth to an entire landfill overnight? You leave a couple of letters on the dining table and before you know it, there's a stack of magazines, random glasses, and a coffee mug that's been there so long it could file for residency. It's called the broken window effect. Originally, it's some fancy criminology theory, but trust me, it applies perfectly to your house. If one spot looks like nobody cares, the rest of the place follows suit, like it's a group project where no one's doing their part. But here's the kicker. You can flip the script. Start small. Tidy one surface, just one. The dining table, your nightstand, that entryway where keys, mail, and old receipts have a party. Make it a habit. 5 minutes a day. You'll be amazed how a clean space sends a message, not just to your family, but to your own brain. It says this place matters, and let's be real, the older we get, the more important this is. A clutter-free space isn't just about aesthetics, it's about safety. Less stuff on the floor means fewer chances of you starring in your own fall episode, so clear one area and see how it feels. Trust me, when you stop letting your dining table turn into a garage sale, your whole place starts leveling up. Stick around because next, we're digging into the real secret behind staying decluttered without breaking your back. Chapter 3. Consistent decluttering, small steps, big wins. Let's get something straight. Decluttering isn't a one-time thing. This isn't like spring cleaning where you tear the place apart for a weekend and call it a year. No, that's how. You end up exhausted and back to square one in a month. The real secret? Consistency. Little bits at a time, like brushing your teeth. You don't skip it for 6 months and then try to scrub your gums off in one go. Start tiny. one drawer, one shelf. Even that junk mail stack giving you the side eye from the counter. Set a timer for 15 minutes. You'll be shocked at how much progress you can make without pulling a muscle. The sense of accomplishment, addictive. And let's face it, none of us have the energy for an all-day decluttering marathon. Every time you let go of something, you're making room for the life you actually live. Not the life you had 20 years ago. You're creating a home that matches your energy now, a place that's easy to move around in, where you can find your keys without a search party. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. A little bit each day, and you'll look around one afternoon and think, hey, this feels good, stick with me. Because up next, we're getting into the emotional side of decluttering, letting go of the past without feeling like you're tossing out your life story. Chapter 4. Letting go of the past. Keep the memories, ditch the baggage. All right, here's where things get real. Letting go of the past. Sounds dramatic, right? But seriously, how many of us are hoarding stuff because of some sentimental nonsense? That dusty sewing machine from when you thought you'd take up quilting, the golf clubs from your glory days, or that closet full of clothes you swear you'll fit into again. Come on, who are we kidding? If it hasn't happened in the last decade, it's not happening. But here's the thing. Your home should reflect who you are today, not some, maybe, one day version of yourself. Holding on to this stuff isn't honoring your memories, it's just clogging up your space. The memories? They're in your head. You don't need a pair of bell-bottoms from the 70s to remember the good times. Letting go makes room for what matters now. Want a cozy reading nook? Ditch that armchair nobody sits in? Need space for the grandkids to play? Clear out the furniture that's just gathering dust. This isn't about erasing the past. It's about making space for the present. And hey, if you're vibing with this and ready to take charge of your space, hit that subscribe button. Chapter 5. The 2-minute rule. Stop overthinking. Start doing. Let's get into a habit that will save you from drowning in your own mess. The 2-minute rule. It's simple. If something takes less than 2 minutes to do, just do it. Right then and there. No excuses, no mental negotiations. You see a plate on the coffee table. Take it to the kitchen. Mail piling up? Sort it. That jacket draped over the chair, hang it up. It's wild how these tiny tasks snowball when you ignore them. 1 plate becomes 3. The mail stack starts looking like a small mountain. And suddenly, you're sitting there thinking, how did it get this bad? Well, it got bad because you thought you'd get to it later. And later never comes. The beauty of this rule is that it keeps your space looking decent without you feeling like a full-time janitor. Plus, let's be honest, energy comes in short bursts these days. Tackling things in the moment saves you from that overwhelming, where do I even start, feeling. Little actions add up. Every 2-minute task you knock out immediately means one less thing turning your home into a chaotic mess. You'll be surprised at how calm your place feels when you're not constantly reminded of everything you've been avoiding. Chapter 6. Simplify your laundry routine. Stop letting dirty clothes rule your life. Laundry. The never-ending saga. It sneaks up on you like a bad decision. 1 minute you've got an empty basket, the next it looks like your entire wardrobe exploded. But here's the truth. Laundry doesn't have to be some epic battle. First off, take a long, hard look at your closet. If you're still holding on to clothes you haven't worn since the 90s, it's time for a reality check. That neon windbreaker, let it go. The fewer clothes you have, the less laundry you do. It's basic math and it works every time. Here's a trick that changed the game for me. 1 load a day. That's it. Not 10 loads after 2 weeks of procrastination. Just 1 manageable load. Start it in the morning while you're sipping your coffee. By the time you're thinking about lunch, it's done. No piles waiting to trip you up. No endless folding marathons. And let's be real. Air drying your clothes is a win-win. Saves energy, saves your clothes, and you get to feel smug about being eco-friendly. Plus, hanging up a few shirts is way easier than digging through a mountain of laundry looking for that one pair of pants you actually like. Keep it simple. Fewer clothes, smaller loads, zero stress. Suddenly, laundry day doesn't feel like a life sentence. Chapter 7. The wish list. Stop buying junk you don't need. Let's talk about impulse buying. You know that moment when you see something shiny and convince yourself your life won't be complete without it. Next thing you know, your home's filled with gadgets you used once and clothes with tags still on them. Sound familiar? Here's the fix. The wish list. It sounds basic, but it works. Write down whatever it is you're dying to buy. That new air fryer, another sweater, some fancy gadget you'll forget how to use. Write it down and sit on it for a month. No clicking buy now. No credit card action. After a few weeks, if you still want it, then maybe it's worth the space. Most of the time, you'll realize you didn't need it. You were just caught up in the moment like a raccoon seeing something shiny. This habit saves cash and keeps your place from turning into a storage unit. The fewer things you have, the less you have to clean. And who's got time for dusting stuff they don't even use? Next time you feel the itch to shop, grab a pen, not your wallet. Write it down. If you still care after a month, go for it. Chances are you'll forget all about it, and your wallet and your home will thank you. Chapter 8. One in, one out. Stop hoarding. Like you're on a TV show. All right, here's a simple rule that'll save your home from looking like a storage unit. One in, one out. It's not rocket science. Every time you buy something new, you toss out something old. You get a new pair of shoes. Say goodbye to the ones gathering dust that you haven't worn since 2003. New sweater. The old itchy one goes. It keeps balance. You're not depriving yourself. You're just preventing your home from turning into a pile of things you forgot you had. Because let's be honest, if you forgot you had it, you probably don't need it. Plus, donating feels good. Someone else might love the stuff you don't even remember owning, and it keeps you honest. Every purchase comes with the price of letting go of something else. No more mindless hoarding. So next time you get something new, be ruthless. One in, one out. Your home will feel lighter, and so will you.